Perkins, Chiney Agumake, Zach Lowe joining us in just a little bit. And yesterday there were 3 unbeaten teams in the league, and today there's just one, and that's the Utah Jazz. So let's see how we got here. Steph and the Warriors were one of the 3 teams until Ja Morant and the Grizzlies came to town. So let's take a look at the game. 2 of the top 3 scorers go head-to-head. Ja Morant, Steph Curry. Grizzlies down. Morant out. Catches fire from deep. That is Steph Landon. He nails it. Morant showing off his range. Now, late in the second, Warriors up 7. Curry gets the handoff off of 1 foot. Take a look at this again. What a shot from Curry.
That's cheating.
And look at his face. Look at his face. Even he can't believe it a little bit there. The Warriors lead 55-45 at halftime. So fourth quarter, the Grizzlies are only down 2. Shot clock winding down. Morant once again steps in. He says, if you can do it, Steph, I can do it too. Grizzlies take the lead.
Take a picture with it.
Game tied at 98, 2 seconds left. Draymond Green gives it to Steph Curry. Oh, he misses the game-winning shot. So that's the 3rd game in a row. Curry hasn't scored in the 4th or OT. So we head to OT. 1 minute left. Grizzlies lead by 1. Morant one-on-one with Wiggins. Morant uses this sweet spin move to get free for the layup. What a great move. Look at this again.
Ooh.
Morant had 30 points. So the Grizzlies, they lead by 3 here.
Doing the cha-cha slide.
Got 10 seconds to play. Same score. Potential game. Can't quite make the game winner. Goes in and out, and Lee can't believe it. Shaking his head a little bit, and the Grizzlies hang on to win. There's your cha-cha. There's your cha-cha. So this is Steph Curry has been doing typical Steph things in the first 3 quarters, guys, of the season, averaging over 27 points and shooting 42% from 3. However, in the 4th quarter and overtime, he's only averaging 3 points per game while shooting 22% from the field and 23% from deep.
I think right now he's working too hard for his shots. And that's what I mean when I say this is a different team from last year. Last year, I don't think we had much choice, just the way our team was built. We're just too scattered. You know, we've always been a team that thrives in chaos, but I think we're a little too chaotic right now.
Like a lot of that's just how the teams are defending, and we can get a lot of good shots. And we were obviously, turning those into wins. Tonight it didn't, so obviously that's going to be something I look at in terms of how I can help down the stretch, but I'm not worried about that.
Got to my spots on the floor, and pretty much everybody know once I see a couple fall, it's a scary sight for a team. So.
Ja Morant has taken his game to another level this season. After averaging 18.5 points per game his first 2 years, Ja is putting up 30.5, tied with Steph Curry for the most in the league. And he's shooting better from the field, and he's the favorite to win most improved player, according to Caesars Sportsbook. So we got a lot to break down here, but before we go there, I want to bring the best of Kendrick Perkins, unfiltered, a.k.a. at Kendrick Perkins. So what did you tweet after Ja and the Grizzlies won last night, Kendrick?
I said what I said. Look, Ja Morant will be an all-star this year.
And you said what?
And I'm not going to say it again. And I put carry the hell on. Not carry on, but carry the hell on. That means I'm dead serious about this.
Okay, but can I bribe you to talk about it just a little bit more? Well, we'll carry the hell on with this conversation, absolutely. But why is he such a lock for the All-Star game at the guard position?
You know what? Forget the fact that he's averaging 30 points a night. Forget the fact that he's averaging almost 8 assists a night. And forget the fact that he's shooting 54% from the field, 40% from 3. Forget the fact that he's an athletic version of Russell Westbrook. Forget the fact that I told the world that he has the craftiness and skill set of Kyrie Irving. And forget the fact that he has the high IQ and basketball passing of Rajon Rondo. You know what? This kid is must-see TV. He is the Lamar Jackson of basketball. And I'm very disappointed right now. And I got to have a conversation, whether it's with Hillary, Andrea, Greg Dowling, Dave Roberts. He only have 4 ESPN games left this season.
Oh, so
we need more of him. We need more of him. And then on top of that, before it started, I said, you know what? He's going to win most improved this year. And now he's the favorite. Didn't you just say that?
All right, well, can you forget all of those things that Perk just asked you to forget about Chiney?
I'm sorry.
The kicks are clean, so we'll deal with it for a
You know
little
what?
while.
You can keep your feet on my table for right now.
Just for now. I will say, to bring it all together, the reason why he's extremely successful right now at this point, Perk, is because he's knocking down the three at the point where people have to respect it. And that's changed the game for him. We've always known that he's athletic and he is Lamar Jackson-esque highlights on every possession. But the reason that he's been able to unlock it is that consistency from three. And I think it's an interesting parallel with Steph Curry because that's what Steph does. He knocks down shots and that bends the defense. Ja's doing enough of that so that he can have a field day.
Well, and Ja told me just the other day that when he's playing against the Steph Currys, the Dame Lillard, he's like, I got to level up. That makes me want to get in my bag deep in there like the fries at the bottom of Steph.
Spiritual healing in here today.
All right, I want to bring in the host of the Low Post podcast and senior writer, Zach Lowe, to talk about this. Zach, I know your feet aren't up on the table, but your weekly 10 Things column dropped today, and Ja Morant got top billing. Why?
I just love Ja Morant. The guy is unbelievable. In Ja Morant's third NBA game, he blocked Kyrie Irving right in his face at the buzzer of regulation and talked trash to everybody in sight. And that's when you knew this guy's got it. Whatever it is, the thing that galvanizes teammates, the thing that want to make people play with you and play hard, he's got it. And that shows through in the way he plays. For a guy who's so fast, one of the fastest players in the NBA, one of the things that's notable to me about Ja is that he slows down. He gives his teammates on fast breaks time to catch up to him, hits a trailer for a three, a trailer with the driving lane. On the pick and roll, he's not just going straight up and down. He slows down, he looks around, he knows where all his teammates are. He'll even get off the ball. Dylan Brooks, I know you're hurt, but you want to cook? Cook. Desmond Bane, you want to cook? Jaren Jackson, you want to cook? I'll give you the ball. I'll cut. I'm so fast. I'll cut baseline. I'll dunk on somebody as a backdoor cutter. He's the kind of guy that you want to play with. And that's I love Ja Morant.
Well, look at Zach. I see you diving in. Oh, Zach. I'm appalled.
Zach,
don't make me address you like the numbers on a house.
I love it. So on the flip side of that game, he did Steph things right up until the fourth quarter. So 0 points in 3 straight games. Chene, what do the Warriors need to do to get him going in the fourth?
If there is one player that I am not concerned about with shooting, it is Stephen Curry. I don't think you do too much. Maybe you realize recently there has been a trend where he has not been able to convert. So guess what? You're just a little bit more intentional coming out of that third quarter timeout saying, all right, we're getting Steph going. And everyone will bend to his will. Also, I'm sure he probably hears us. He's going to go off. This is just the universe sort of giving us a little bit of an aberration.
No, this is when you're missing that next superstar, right? This is when you need Klay Thompson because all of the attention in the fourth quarter, especially when the game get close, goes on to Steph Curry. We saw what Memphis did last night. They started trapping them and put 2 people on the ball. If you want to beat a team, guess what? We always used to say, we're not going to let this superstar beat us. The other ones have to hang up 20. And the Memphis did that last night. And they made Steph take tough contested shots.
Well, then from one formerly unbeaten team to another, the Bulls were another one of those undefeateds before the Knicks bing-bonged into Chicago. Can I get a bing-bong? Bing-bong. Joakim Noah Knight in the United Center late in the second quarter. Alex Caruso. Look at this. Finds Zach LaVine who slams it down. Caruso to LaVine. That's some nice chemistry there.
That was pretty.
And look, they both get the little vision goggles to celebrate. So the Bulls would head into half down 4. Third quarter, Knicks still leading. Kemba Walker here. Uses the screen and fires and hits. Knicks up 7 now. With the Knicks up 8, Julius Randle throws it ahead to RJ Barrett. A little crafty move, spinning inside. Tough finish plus the foul. 20 points for Barrett on the night. So under a minute left in the game. Bulls down 6. Nikola Vucevic. You bet he hits that. The Bulls down just 3 now. And they like it. 10 seconds to go. LaVine, he's going all the way to the rack for a dunk. Now the Bulls are just down by 1. So watch this. Knicks inbound play. Oh, DeMar DeRozan, he saves it. No, it's ruled out of bounds. DeRozan's toe. Look at it here. Just barely on the line. Kevin Durant knows how he feels, man. The Bulls, they almost got a turnover. So 5 seconds left. Julius Randle, missed the first free throw. Missed the second free throw. And look at his face. He can't believe it that he missed both. So final seconds for Chicago. DeRozan coming up here. Tries it. Air ball. Knicks hang on to win 104-103. So, Perk.
Oh.
We got to go back to your Twitter. You had some thoughts, some late night thoughts about this game.
Run it back. That damn Tibbs got the Knicks looking like the best basketball team in New York.
Ooh.
Something about the culture right now hit different. Carry the hell on.
And it's the hell on. It's not just carry on. He was like, I'm firm on this one. So, best team in New York?
I will agree for you in the moment, right? Right now, if the Knicks and Nets are playing, I'm going with the Knicks. But let's be real here. I think that the Nets are playing with house money. These guys that they have, Kevin Durant, James Harden, even LaMarcus Aldridge showed flashes. When push comes to shove, they're going to be capable of turning things on. And so I don't want to say, oh, they are the best. Like, in the moment they are, we have to see how the season ebbs and flows. But I do think that we do need to put some respect on the Chicago Bulls. Big facts. Defensively and offensively. Like, diversifying their personnel on the perimeter, knowing that Zach LaVine is that guy. But then also, they have a very switchable team, Perk. Like, everyone can guard everyone, and they're playing intense. That's why I love the little goggle signals. Like, that's a team that loves each other. You know what I'm saying?
So we get to do that to each other?
A little bit. Just a little bit.
No, I'm going to keep rolling.
Okay.
I'm going to keep rolling.
You're going to roll the hell on.
Look, we already know what Kevin Durant and James Harden are capable of doing. KD is the best scorer on the damn planet. I get that. But when we're talking about team, we're talking about culture.
Teams?
We're talking about identity. The Knicks have identity. We saw the score last night. It was 104-103. Julius Randle struggled again in Chicago, and the Knicks won the game because they hang their hats on the defensive end. When you have a guy like Evan Fournier fighting to get up over screens, cracking back, getting in the trenches, taking charges. You got Taj Gibson, who is about the same age as me. He's still playing out there sliding his puppies, right? You have guys, Tibbs have guys so committed on the defensive end that were never known for defense. So when I'm looking at a team, I'm looking at culture. And right now, what do the Nets lack? Culture.
I agree. I think that right now, yes, you look at the Knicks, they are the better team, the more complete team, the team that has the real buy-in. I just think this version of the Nets is not the team that we will see finish the season.
Absolutely, and it's only a handful of games in. Our friend Stan Van Gundy tweeted this morning, right? Everyone who's saying everyone who's the greatest right now and everyone's the worst right now, it's all probably going to shake itself out. Maybe a little more.
The gospel.
So let's play on your faith and gospel then. Janae said right now she would be taking the Knicks, but wants to see how the season plays out. So any 7-game series, Perk, who are you taking? Battle of New York.
If I'm going right now, I'm going with the New York Knicks. And there's no disrespect to Kevin Durant, but without Kyrie Irving, without the Nets lack toughness, right? They don't have that toughness in the interior. The Knicks have that. And then they have a guy by the name of Derrick Rose that could come in off the bench and show you flashes of his old MVP self. And then you add a Kemba Walker in there with Julius Randle giving you, the Knicks have the more complete team.
Zach Lowe, are you hearing all of this? Are you hearing what these folks are saying?
Yeah,
what do you think?
Of course I'm hearing it. The Knicks are awesome. They're 4-1. They're killing people. But look, this is very simple. If James Harden is James Harden, this is a non-discussion. With or without Kyrie Irving, the Nets are winning that series. Bing bong, it's over. If James Harden is the player he's been for the first 5 games of the season, which is a turnover machine, no free throws, flailing around just puking up garbage trying to get calls, missing shots, not getting to the rim, walking around on defense like a Halloween zombie, then it's going to be the Knicks in 7 games. It all comes down to Harden. The Nets were a big 3. Right now they're a big 1. The Knicks can beat a big 1. They can't beat Brooklyn's big 2.
You see, this is why I have a problem with, right? Because when it comes down to talking about the Lakers and their struggles, early struggles, we're quick to write them off. But when it comes down to the Brooklyn Nets, all of a sudden they're going to figure it out when the Lakers have more championship experience, right? And I'm not trying to move the goalposts. I'm just talking about both favorites that's supposed to come out of the conference. We have a different type of energy when it comes to the Lakers than when it comes to the Nets. When it comes to the Nets, it's
What did I say about the Lakers?
I'm saying
about the Lakers.
Relax, Zach. I'm just telling you. I'm talking to the world, not you specifically. You all right with me today? Listen.
Today.
What I'm saying is that The Nets are showing us who they are. And you have, in order to win the championship, you have to have defensive-minded people on your team. I'm not taking anything from Kevin Durant or James Harden, but their interior is weak in the inside.
I can't wait to have this same conversation back in April. This is going to be so much fun. The Knicks are back in action tomorrow against New Orleans, against the Pelicans, while the Bulls host the Jazz. And Chicago will be without Patrick Williams, who is expected to miss the rest of the season with a left wrist dislocation the night. So first up, top poster, and that is Bradley Beal all over John Collins.
Let's talk about the Wiz.
Making up for that layup. Right? Making up from that layup from a couple nights ago.
But I do want to give John Collins his flowers. He was 14 of 16 last night.
Yeah,
So
but that don't matter. That don't
That
matter.
don't matter. I mean,
He snatched the screws out the rim.
no, like that wig was snatched right off his head. Yikes. All right. Wow. We're going to top dime. So first, Joel Embiid goes behind the back.
You see, big fella.
And he finds Tyrese Maxey.
Nice.
Buckets. And then Zach LaVine.
Oh, yeah,
We saw this.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just so pretty.
Russo.
We had to see it again. Look at that pass. Can you still got that? You got that perk? Can you do that?
Yeah, no.
I mean, Janae's got it to you, though.
Robin.
You'll
Trying
be
to
the
figure
finisher.
out why Caruso headband so big. But that's nice.
You know,
Yeah,
you gotta,
Sometimes
more
you gotta-
coverage is important.
Yeah,
More
it's-
coverage.
Let him live. All right, top runner, Steph wanting the 2-for-1 just before the half, and he chucks up the runner, and he drops it.
He didn't have to stunt like
He
that.
always finds like different ways to make shots. It's wild.
And I love that he still can surprise himself a little bit sometimes. His face afterwards, and I love his little,
His
There's too much Bay Area love going on right now.
There is never too much Bay Area love in this studio. Let me be very clear. All right, top sportsmanship. That is TRAE driving. Trez. Ooh. Trey down, but then they decide to be friends. Like, it's kind of like you two after you argue with the desk. Like, all right. You decide, like, we're cool. I got you. We're good. Like, that's nice.
What up?
I see you.
You gotta just have kind of a moment.
I'm
after
telling you,
something
Trey's
like that.
been tearing it up
He's
right
been balling. It's been really impressive. All right, top tomfoolery. The Jazz in Houston. We got Joe Ingles. Check out Eric Paschall pretending to go out and contest.
Okay, at least he made it.
The Jazz moved on. They're 4-0. The only unbeaten team left in the league.
And don't get no respect
It's
whatsoever.
true. We should talk about them a
I
little bit
talk
more,
about
yeah.
them a lot. I do.
I mean, that's pretty. I like Joe.
And the ball.
I like
I'm
Joe.
just saying.
Well, what do you want to say? You want to talk about it? What do you want to
I'm
say?
just saying they could be the dark horse to come out of the West.
Oh, all right. Dark horse to come out of the West. So who's the dark horse to come out of the East?
No, Miami.
Okay.
Miami is actually
Miami.
Love that.
Dark horse to come out of. I mean, they've been looking like they're clicking. Kyle Lowry. I mean, then he's become the third leading scorer in NBA history, behind only Kareem and Karl Malone. Here are all the buckets he has scored throughout his career, and if he stays healthy, he's likely to pass Malone later this season. Look at that. It's incredible.
It's crazy. He's still going. We came in the same year. I just started my second career.
I mean, did your shot chart look
But it didn't look close to that.
Yeah, I'm sure it was close. All right, back with PERK, Chene, and Zach Lowe's coming in soon. LeBron is a game-time decision to play tonight against the Cavaliers per Frank Vogel, but he has had a very memorable career. And I want to know from each of you what your favorite LeBron moment was over the course of his career. And I know it's still going. I know it's not over yet, but PERK, I'll start with you.
I know it's a lot, but I'm going to go with 2006 Eastern Conference Finals, Game 5, right, against the Detroit Pistons. This was LeBron James' coming out party. This is when he took over the NBA as the best player. 25 straight points in the fourth quarter, going against one of the stingiest defenses ever in the game of basketball, and he dominated them in great fashion.
And my favorite moment from LeBron James's career is probably the photo. And real hoopers, everyone knows exactly what that photo is, right? We think, sort of looking at it, it was a lob. Actually, it was sort of a bounce back by D-Wade. This moment to me just solidified, I want to run and play at a high level. That nice little bounce. A lot of people think it was like him throwing it in, but no, that's even harder level of difficulty. And we got the best photo ever. Now every two people playing on a court want to recreate that.
Absolutely. Like this. Hey, Zach Lowe, what's your favorite moment?
Nobody picked the block? How could nobody pick the block? Nobody picked Game 6 in Boston in 2012?
Me too.
No, I'm not picking either. I'm going under the radar. Everybody remembers Ray Allen's shot to tie Game 6 of the 2013 Finals. What people don't remember is the Heat going into that fourth quarter down by 10, facing a home loss, a finals loss where they're going to be branded a disappointment, a one-trick pony. And LeBron James scored or assisted on 17 straight points and 29 of Miami's 38 points over the rest of the game to come back and win in overtime. If you take 15 minutes and watch that, it's one of the great sustained examples of sports excellence ever. It's post-ups, it's pick and rolls, it's passing, it's jump shots, it's fast breaks, and his defense, my God, peak LeBron on defense was everywhere. Everywhere. Go back and watch that 17 minutes of basketball. It's incredible. So I'm going with that because it's a little under the radar.
Well, this PERK and Zach bromance might be replacing RJ and PERK, and I like it. All right, well, since Zach brought it up, I'll mention it. Let's take a look at the block. Let's just do it. I mean, I can't say it's my favorite, but it's certainly the most memorable. My family was in the building that night. My goodness. I mean, that belongs on posters. That. I mean, incredible. Cleveland, that one was for you. That one was special. Shout out to the Queen, Doris Burke. All right. Hey, Big PERK. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, so now that we're over at the big LED board, I'm going to debut a new segment just for you, my friend.
I got a segment. I got a segment.
Let's get it. Can you tell us about this segment?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you all about it. Look, let's get it, right? I'm honoring and giving flowers to the guys that are getting it out the trenches, getting it out the mud, that's doing things that don't show up in the stat sheet. If you cute and sassy, then damn it, this ain't for you.
All right.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's start it off.
Mitchell Robinson and Joel Embiid.
You see him, huh? He's fighting Joel Embiid, takes an elbow. He don't give up. I'm going to get this ball. He gets the jump ball. He goes to the center, then he wins it. Look at him battling the big fella.
Ooh.
Look, you can't touch it. This is coach's porn right here. This is what you want to see right here. You see him battling this. Look at it. That's what I'm talking about. This is culture right here. Next up, we're going to the Rockets.
All right.
We're going to the Rockets. The rookie.
Şengün.
I don't want to say his name. I'm going to call him the Big Turkish. Okay?
Şengün.
Look at him. Diving on the floor. Kicking it up to Tate for the good spin move. Look at the spin move right here. Two hands snatching the screws out the rim. That's what we going with, guys, getting it out the mud right here. This is what Coach A today.
Trae Young had a rough night in Atlanta's loss to the Wizards last night. 15 points on 17 shots and just 3 free throw attempts. And you can see here several examples of calls he's used to getting prior to this season. He's averaging just over 4 free throws a game, which is down from close to 9 last season. So here's Trae Young after the game talking about that adjustment to the new rule.
You got to fight through it and play through it. I mean, obviously, you're not going to change refs as much as some of us would like. But, I mean, I feel like we got to adjust just like they got to adjust. So, you got to figure it out. I don't want to get fined too much, but it's frustrating.
Trae Young has seen his free throw attempts decrease by more than 4 per game compared to last season. He's tied with James Harden for the most in the league, and Bradley Beal has also seen his attempts go down significantly. So Trae Young is channeling his inner Marshawn Lynch. Zach, does Trae have a point?
Trae has a point. Like, first, let's zoom out. Overall, this is super good news for the NBA, right? Like, there was a game, Heat-Nets the other day. James Harden drove, hooked Bam Adebayo's arm, and then flailed around and dropped the ball, and no call. And when there was no call, a single tear of joy just streamed down my face. I was so happy. But TRAE is a little bit of a different case. TRAE has a lot of stuff that looks like he's trying to get fouls. That's just real basketball. Like when he goes around a screen, he likes to slow down. And sometimes guys run into him. That's not his fault. He's slowing down to read the floor, see what defender makes a mistake, see what passes open up, or see if he's to shoot his floater. That's real basketball. If you run into him from behind, that's a foul. That's your fault. Some of the other stuff needs to be legislated out of the game. Look, there are going to be hiccups. It's possible that officials are going overboard right now, but overall, this is definitely good for the NBA, and the players are just going to have to adjust.
What do you think, Perk?
I mean, look, I love the rule change, right? I think it's great for basketball. Now the older generation they don't have a reason to call us soft. The league is getting back to that point. But look, Zach, so what you was trying to describe is Trae Young in the pick and roll is keeping the guy on his hip, snaking action or whatever the case may be. But sometimes he is causing these fouls. And look, I'm a huge fan of Trae Young, right? I'm a huge fan of him. But some of these calls are just not fouls, and he's just going to have to fight through it, which he's doing a great job of doing. It's not like he's having a drop-off like James Harden. The man is still putting up 26, 27 points a night, so he'll be fine. I mean, he was just frustrated that, they took an L last night. The Wiz are for real right now.
What are you seeing there, Chene?
And whereas, James Harden might be still dealing with that lingering hamstring and Trae Young's coming in fresh. Okay, no, I know, but hamstrings are difficult. We know this, Perk, all right? I see this as normal evolution, right? Because the last few years we've been talking about how most teams and the league overall are scoring so many points, and that's largely due to these rule changes that protect the shooters. Now, as posts, we felt like we've been just put in a box. The hot stove rule was very difficult. You know that, Perk, right? We were taught, in our preseason meetings, you touch a perimeter defender outside of three or outside of the paint once, you can't touch them again until they hit the paint. That made it almost impossible to defend. As a post player, I'd switch out there and I'm like, man, I touch you once just to see where you're at, and now I can't touch you at all again. I think this rule is just trying to bring a little bit more into balance.
Right, so you said one tier or two tiers like Zach when you saw this start to...
Zach is not shedding no damn tears.
I know.
I mean, you not. Just stop it, Zach. You're not crying over nothing, okay?
Zach?
Of joy, tears of joy. That's what I'm saying. Like the game, there was no bogus foul. The game kept going. There was no call, and James Harden was left to flail around to nobody. It was great.
Well, and that's what this rule intended to do. Zach, as you know, when the league explained this to reporters, it was to try to balance out, they said, the competitiveness on offense and defense. The new rules are having an impact across the league this season. Teams are averaging just 20 free throw attempts per game thus far, which would be the fewest in any season in NBA history. But it's time for Teen Goals, brought to you by NerdWallet Atlanta. Beat the 76ers in last season's Eastern Conference Finals. It was Game 7 of the series that started the Ben Simmons saga in Philadelphia. Simmons remains out of the Sixers lineup as he is mentally unable to play. And Simmons was at Philadelphia's shootaround yesterday ahead of their win versus the Pistons. The Sixers, though, are 3-2 without him. So for more on Ben Simmons, we're joined now by ESPN NBA reporter Tim Bontemps. Tim, Simmons was at shootaround yesterday. Are we any closer to seeing him return to action on the court?
No, Malik, I don't think we are. He obviously was at shootaround, like you said, yesterday, and he was at the facility the past few days before that, as Philadelphia was in Oklahoma City and then in New York for games against the Thunder and the Knicks earlier this week. But as of now, Ben Simmons is still out indefinitely for personal reasons, and it seems like that's going to be the case going forward. Now, as you said, the Sixers are playing the Atlanta Hawks tomorrow. It would be rather incredible if Ben Simmons was making his debut this season in that game, given that this all started, like you said, when he passed up that dunk with 3.5 minutes to go in Game 7 against the Hawks, and Philadelphia ultimately went on to lose that game and the series. But for as juicy of a storyline as that would be, I don't think we're going to get it tomorrow, and we're still in sort of a holding pattern waiting to see when or if Ben Simmons is going to be back on the court with his teammates.
Okay, interesting. So Joel Embiid, he has been hobbled since the opener, but did go for 30 and 18 last night. How is his knee feeling today?
I mean, look, Malika, this is kind of an annual thing with Joel Embiid, right? He tends to be questionable and a game-time decision for a lot of games, and that's been the case for each of the past 4 games Philadelphia has played. Ever since the opening quarter of the season in New Orleans, when he banged into Jonas Valanciunas' knee. Now, you see on this play here, when he drove to the rim and did that pump fake and dunk last night, he grimaced coming back down the court. And he's talked at times about how this is something he's going to have to play through. Now, obviously, with Ben Simmons already out, Philadelphia needs Joel Embiid playing at an MVP level like he was against the Pistons for them to win games. But as Joel himself said last night, if they're struggling to beat a team like the Pistons, they're going to have a lot of trouble beating teams like the Knicks, who obviously blew them out the other day, and a team like the Hawks, who they're trying to compete with in the playoff picture tomorrow at home. So this is something they're going to have to monitor going forward, and his health is obviously critical to their chances of trying to survive without Ben.
Absolutely early days, but they need to be playing the long game here. Tim, thank you so much for joining us. The Sixers host the Hawks tomorrow. So here are the Eastern standings through the first 10 days of the season. Some surprising teams. The top early on, the Knicks, the Hornets, the Bulls, the Wizards. Perk, you wanted to talk about the Wizards? Just all with one loss for all of them. And teams like the Sixers and Nets outside of the top 8. What makes you guys think of that? What do you think?
Look at the top 3, Knicks, Hornets, and Bulls. And I love that you can improve in the offseason, really work individually as a player, but collectively get good pieces. That surprises me, but in a good way. Tears of joy, right?
You know what I like about it is that all these teams, right, when you look at a team like the Wizards and you look at a team like the Cavaliers, nobody talked about them, including myself, right? And the Wizards, they have a team. They have a team, and they playing with passion. And a lot of them playing with a chip on their shoulder.
Well, and it can get a little bit dangerous when people are playing with a chip on their shoulder. And speaking of, coming up, the reigning rookie of the LaMelo has been balling out this season, and tonight he is taking his talents to South Beach to take on the Heat at 7:30 p.m. right here on ESPN. We now welcome in 2021 Rookie of the Year, Charlotte guard LaMelo Ball. LaMelo, thanks so much for joining us on NBA Today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're excited. You've described yourself, LaMelo, as one of one. Something rare. And your passes this year, they have been rare. Do you have a favorite pass this year that you've dished out?
Favorite pass this year? To be honest, not really. Not yet. I don't have one, but hopefully we can make one.
Whatever pass the other guy makes, right? That's got to be your favorite? The ones that go in?
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. It's all about winning. Well, one thing that certainly separates you is that I'm not sure that any other players get to call Michael Jordan Uncle. When did you get the green light for that? What does he call you? That feels like a nickname you should be using at a barbecue at his house every weekend.
Nah, right when I met him, for real, it was just that feeling, that love. So, yeah, that's what it was. And it's whatever, what he called me.
Did you ask him, or was it just like, I feel comfortable, we're going in?
No, I mean, I just felt comfortable. That's what it felt like. So that's what I called it.
Does he call you nephew?
No, he called me Mello.
Mello. All right. Well, it's still early, but there are 4 teams that were up there for the top spot in the East: the Knicks, the Wizards, the teams featuring the Ball brothers, you and Chicago. So what's that sibling rivalry like with you and Lonzo? Any trash talk there?
Nah, like I told him, we just trying to do what's best for us and our team. So he had a good position right now, 4-1, and we had a good position, 4-1. We're going to keep trying to win, and that's most likely what he's going to keep trying to do, too.
Maybe you can put a friendly wager in for the end, just not for right now.
Right.
Absolutely. All right, so let's head to Barclays Center, where you had this viral moment with Jay-Z, where he appears to ask you if you want to stay in Charlotte forever, and you nodded, but what really went down there?
Yeah, nah, I was just saying, we got a game after this, so we going home, and he was saying, where it's at, and we was like, it's in Charlotte. That's how it went.
Okay, so the internet heads, the lip readers can calm down?
Yeah, you know how that be.
Yeah, sometimes you can't get too high, you can't get too low off the internet, LaMelo, isn't that right?
All right.
Absolutely. So before I let you go, we've got to talk about your lime green suit that just took the internet by storm. How do you top that?
How do I top that? I mean, I got a couple other ones just like that for real, but just brighter color. So, I mean, I guess I could wear that too, but it's really just how I'm feeling. That's pretty much what I throw on.
You got the pink, you got the orange, you got the blue to match it.
Yeah.
But do you have a matching car? Do you have a matching car for every outfit?
Nah, not for every outfit, but I mean, I do got a couple.
A couple? What are we talking about here?
I mean, I got a couple suits to match the cars, and I got a couple cars to match the suits.
Just some light drip, some light swag there.
Just love.
Absolutely. So what should fans be looking forward to most about your season this year, LaMelo?
hopefully just a lot more wins. You know, we're going to keep on trying to push this, keep on getting these wins.
Absolutely. Well, so far, so good. Thank you so much for joining us on NBA Today, LaMelo. We really appreciate your time.
So, thank you for having me.
Thank you. You can catch LaMelo and the Hornets in action tonight against the Miami Heat on ESPN. And hey, Chene, speaking of that game, I hear you have a little cheat sheet going on?
Yes, ma'am, Malika. I got you covered with another cheat sheet to get you ready for the game tonight, starring one LaMelo Ball who just joined us. Let's go. Let's break it down. So, why has LaMelo Ball been able to grow as a player so quickly? Well, it's his growth, literally. Here's an example. Tonight's matchup, LaMelo versus Kyle Lowry. I mean, look at the size difference. You see, when his brother Lonzo entered the league in 2017, LaMelo was 6'3". Now in 2021, LaMelo is 6'7". As a point guard, he uses that to his advantage. Give me my numbers, producer Caesar. All right, LaMelo is leading the league in potential assists in transition thanks to his height and court vision, which means he is most lethal with the ball in his hands on the break while creating for others. All right, give me the tape, quite cool. And also give me Big Perk. Let's break it down. Look at this court vision, and it's with 0 dribbles. Gets the rebound with the size, and that's a dime like we saw Aaron Rodgers last.
Absolutely. But look at the guys getting out and running with him because they know that they're going to get the ball.
Even when they don't expect it. Look at the anticipation here. It seemed like that would have been a problem for most players, but he read it. And then also, you know, this is his bag. When he has a mismatch in his head at 6'7" as a point guard, 6'3" defender, doesn't matter if it's Marcus Smart. He feels confident enough using his size, shooting 46% from 3 to be able to get his shot off. So I always say, look out for the youngest siblings because they can be a problem.
I agree, but when you say Marcus Smart, you got to say Marcus.
Oh, Marcus.
That's the way they do it in Boston.
Thanks for that tip.
Just a little tip.
Thanks for that tip. I never curse.
And I always curse, and I did it.
Sorry, Mom. Hey, hit him. Hit him. I hate all of y'all. I hate all of y'all.
Yeah, I did too. Why didn't you have a reaction, Perk?
I'm just saying, I don't play with the Halloween stuff.
Okay,
so
I was
coming for a producer.
Perk's just making sure he gets the candy.
Yeah, I was going to do that.
Well, you were on the elliptical last night, so you know.
deserve a treat.
Yeah, you kind of, you know, you
Hillary, producer Hillary, we love you, but we hate you today, but we love you.
Yeah,
and Greg too.
Yeah, Greg, this is, I mean, Zach, you dodged something there. Do you even do?
You wouldn't have gotten me. I would have seen it coming.
You think that, but producer Hillary sold it so well.
Really
She was
did.
like,
It's Halloween.
You need to
You gotta
go
be on
up.
high alert.
It's not
High
April
alert.
Fool's.
I was like,
It's
oh, that's
Halloween.
all?
And also, let me just say, all these folks who say, oh, it's Halloween weekend. No, you get 1 day. You get 1 day of Halloween. You don't get a birthday
Not
week.
when
You
you
don't
have
get
a
a birthday
6-year-old
month. You don't get a
daughter. It's a
Halloween
whole week.
That's different. Your daughter can have whatever she wants because I love her. I love her.
You heard what
Let's
she said,
see.
Zach, 1 day.
1 day. Let's see if NFL Live and their producers did them as dirty as our producers did us. Have a safe and happy Halloween, and we will see you all on